Hello, 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 everyone. Wait, hold on. It's been a little while since we've been on StreamYard, y'all.
There we go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining. Welcome to the Witch's Black Lent for Black Wednesday. My name is Jasmine Ambrosia, and I am one of the hosts of this event. We have a lovely co-host with us tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Abby the Witch, here on YouTube, on Instagram. Yeah, I was here. I co-hosted last year too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the second year in a row. And
yes.
What year is this? Is this year 4 already or year 5?
I have to count the sins I've done. So I've done lust, pride.
This is 4, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
And Auntie B is not going to be able to make it with us tonight. She had something come up, but she will be participating in the Lent. So be looking for her posts. She kind of co-founded this kind of with me. And if she was here tonight, we would probably talk about the origin of the Black Lent. But Abby has been here also pretty much since the beginning as well. So I think we can both kind of talk about that. I will say that the Witch's Black Lent kind of started with Auntie B, Beanbag Hagwag, and I kind of talking about like Catholicism and like Catholic witchery.
Mm-hmm.
I was like knee deep. I was ussy deep in the Gospel of Aradia, which has a whole bunch of like really juicy, delicious, like folk Catholicism and like Etruscan paganism kind of mixing together. And I was really surprised that a organization that I'm not going to name on this stream had not already subverted this. Yeah. Because there is a satanic organization specifically that like usually does, right? So I thought that it was like maybe not an original idea, that like surely someone else had thought to like subvert the Lent. Mm-hmm. But no, at least not in any like digital footprint that I could Google.
Right.
So Auntie B and I kind of worked together to kind of make the Witch's Black Lent essentially about subverting Lent, which is also funny because we've kind of blended in themes of Dante's Inferno, which is really Christian fan fiction.
Yeah.
For anyone watching, like the original 7 deadly sins really aren't even biblical. Like the idea of lust and pride and greed and envy, sloth, whatever, really were popularized by Dante. So I think that makes it even more fun and even more kind of subversive. But in a nutshell, the idea of the Witch's Black Lent is to, instead of this being a time of purification, it's more of a time of indulgence and subverting what society sees as sinful and making it holy as traditional witches.
Right.
So how did you get involved, Abby, with the Witch's Black Lent?
I mean, that's when I like first, like, I think that was around the time that I first found your channel even. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I found it before that, but maybe it was like December before that. I can't remember, but I remember you had posted Witch's Black Lent and I was like, what? That sounds so fucking cool. And
it is.
Yeah. And I went to the first live stream and I was in the chat and I was like, this is so cool. And I feel like that's like how you and I really started like bonding more too. Mm-hmm. Because then we found out that we lived really close to each other. We had no idea. In one of your live streams, I don't know if it was the ending of Witch's Black Lent the first year. I can't remember what live stream it was, but I was in the chat for one of your streams.
I think I like mentioned my area and you were like, wait, this area. And I was like, yeah, girl, that area.
Wait. Yeah. And then we became buddies, and it was super
Very good buddies.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah,
and I think that year you were doing greed.
Yeah, it was just I did greed the first year, which was interesting. I don't know why I chose greed the first time around. I think I just wanted to choose one that would challenge me the most, which is like, wow, way to just.
But you were also, but you were also like, had some things going on at the time. Like you were, you know, having a whole child, I think.
Yes.
And also
that was pregnant, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you were also buying a whole house. So
yeah, there was a lot.
I think you needed to be greedy.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. Greed really helped me work with like unlearning things that capitalism has taught me, you know? So it was like surprisingly, and that's the thing with working with these sins too, is I feel like it always surprises me, like what's going to come, what lessons am I going to learn? And so I've kind of learned the best way to go into this is just kind of like, just go in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it'll bring you what you need. So
what is the Witch's Black Lent to you? Like, why are you joining again this year? Not only as a participant, but as a co-host for the event. Right. Like, what's brought you back for the 4th year?
Well, I mean, I love it. I love the Witch's Black Lent. I love sacred blasphemy. I love subversion. I love that we work with the sins, not just because it's fucking like edgelord, but because like it really does make you like a better person. I feel like it's like really good shadow work, honestly. Like you're like unlearning a lot of things that you've been taught in, you know, the society that we live in. Like I won't say yet what sin I'm working with. We're not to that point yet, but like last year I worked with Pride, right? And it really taught me that I don't really have to hold back. I really don't have to. And, you know, I can have hot takes. I can have, I can be honest with my friends. It taught me like, again, like a lot of things that I wasn't really expecting, but it got brought up. So it's just, I don't know. I just really like it, like things that you learn. So yeah.
I mean, same. That's why I'm back. I mean, I fully intend, and I will say on the record right now, like I want to go through all the sins at least once, like chronologically. You know, I've done lust and I've done pride and I've done wrath, and I really felt called to kind of do wrath this year. I'm doing a different sin, but I will say before we get to that part, okay. I come back to Witch's Black Lent because as someone who also has like really rough seasonal depression, like I am literally a house plant and I need proper water and sunlight and good soil. And when I don't have those things, it gets really spicy for me. And like I have clinical depression along with other spicy neurodivergent things. But like the seasonal depression really be seasonal depressioning for me. And I feel like the Witch's Black Lent always helps me kind of wake up out of that.
Yeah.
Because I usually kind of go dormant. I kind of go hermit mode in winter. And I feel like this kind of calls me back to like, not just even my practice as a witch, but also like, I feel like who I am as a person is very subversive and like, girl, get up, put those lashes on and be someone's problem. You know what I mean? I feel like the Witch's Black Lent puts that on my spirit. So even if I wasn't a host this year, I would still probably be coming back. And I'm hoping that moving forward in the future, once I've finished my 7 sins, I'll still be doing the Lent probably, but I would be interested, and this is just kind of throwing this out there into the aether, that if anyone is interested in ever hosting, we're going to need that, because I can't host this forever. But for now, I am. And so thank you all for allowing me to host. Moving into 2026, okay, I feel like wrath, in all capital letters, okay,
Wrath. Literally.
Totally makes the most sense. I mean, it makes the most sense. There's a lot to be wrathful, I think, about right now, like in the world in general, like globally.
Yeah.
But even as Abby and I are both Americans in our country, of course, and I strongly encourage anyone participating this year to really consider wrath. I have done wrath before, and my wrath year was a powerhouse for sure. It taught me a lot, and I considered even doing it like again, even though I haven't done some of the other ones. I've decided not to, but I would recommend people participating this year to maybe think about doing wrath.
Yeah. And I do think that, especially if it's your first time participating, I feel like,
yeah,
yeah,
really just go all in.
Yeah.
Just like jump into the deep end, go into wrath.
Because I feel like, yes, right now, wrath is the most appropriate, but I feel like you and I, since we both have done, this isn't our first, which is Black Lent rodeo.
No, it's not. It's our going on.
It's not our first time. So I feel like we know how to utilize these sins in a way that we can weave them into things like activism and political workings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know exactly, well, I don't know exactly, because I just said a little bit ago, I don't know what to expect. I never do. I always get surprised, but I have an idea of how I'm going to weave my sin into some political workings and activism. So, and you better believe I'm going to pair that shit together, because what are we even doing if
hello. And again, in case anyone is new here on my channel, we support the resistance here as trad witches. And I'll speak for Abby too. The same thing can be said over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So our witchcraft is very much political because they're inherently tied together.
Yeah. Point blank period.
Point blank period. And also, I think really all of the sins in one way or another can also be tied back to, fighting back against misogyny, the patriarchy, racism, capitalism, ableism, fill in the blank. There is a video that was made for the Witches Black Lent that Taya Kennedy made, specifically dissecting capitalism and how it intersects with all the sins. Also, the Activist Witch made a really good video, like a whole video essay actually about this. I think they made like a 45-minute video talking about how each sin kind of plays into capitalism and misogyny and the patriarchy. And I think that's really important for anyone listening who's thinking about participating this year. Is, first of all, the 7 deadly sins really popularized from Dante's Inferno. Again, this is not even really biblical, but it's become kind of part of like the mainstream biblical narrative, because when people think of sin, they think of the 7 deadly sins and they think of hell. And like, of course, the system wants you to like not be lustful. Don't lust after what other people have. Don't envy your neighbor.
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad about it.
That's it. Don't be mad.
Right. Be quiet and be humble and be a good, diligent worker. Right. So there's a whole thing to kind of like unpack there. But talking about what sins we're picking for this year, Abby, would you like to go first?
Sure. I am working with the sin of lust, which was the sin I know we were mentioned earlier. Also, for me, is one of the most intimidating sins to work with. So, yeah.
Ooh, let's get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. And what about you? Which one are you working with?
Sloth, which is also one of the most like when I first kind of got on this journey of embracing sin, the idea of sloth personally for me scared me the most
Mm-hmm.
because I very much, even though I'm technically the fourth born of 8, I somehow still got like the eldest daughter trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
like the idea that like my productivity equals my worth was
Right.
ingrained in me from a young age.
Right.
Like I feel like culturally in my family, but also like even like from society, like
Oh
the
yeah.
idea that like you are your deeds,
Oh
like
yeah.
you are measured by
Capitalism.
what you do.
Capitalism, 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
You know.
And sloth has scared me the most because I've always been the kind of person that has kept busy. Because
Mm-hmm.
also keeping busy for me has been like a coping skill. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, when my life gets crazy, if I'm busy, then I'm busy. So, like, I'm feeling a type of way, life is crazy, but I'm kind of busy right now and I'm working on this immediate goal. So, I can't really ever allow myself to like completely lose myself in the madness because I'm busy. I'm very busy, right? Like I'm working on X or Y or Z at any given time. And so sloth has scared me the most because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sloth calls me to like sit my ass down.
And sit with your emotions.
Yuck, right? And
Jasmine.
also tying it back into capitalism, like of course the machine wants us to not be slothful because we need to be producing because that benefits someone, you
Right.
know? So I'm doing sloth this year in part because my seasonal depression has been so spicy that I feel like sloth is honestly what I need to one, give myself the permission to continue to sit the fuck down. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think I really need that. But two, like also to inspire me to kind of like wake the fuck up later, you know, in a way that won't burn me out.
Right.
Because for me, burnout has been a big thing this winter where it's like, I feel like I've been lighting the candle from both ends for so long that I'm just kind of like, there's no more wax left.
Yeah.
And with the state of the world right now, with shit going on in Palestine, with stuff going on in our own country, with things going on in my relative, like in Beirut, in Lebanon, right now, every day we wake up to a fresh new hell.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
It is
And
exhausting.
coming on here on my channel and being like, these are my top 10 favorite witchy herbs to use
Right. It
feels
doesn't
so
feel.
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm doing sloth. And I also like, I plan to do all the 6 weeks of it and do the challenges. I don't know that I'm going to make 8-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute long videos each week
Mm-hmm.
about my experience with sloth because I almost feel like that's kind of the antithesis of sloth in some
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Yeah.
So I will probably be posting shorts or community posts about my experience with sloth. But I will still be here. So
Yeah. I love that. And I think it's, yes, capitalism wants us to be busy, busy all the time because your productivity is your worth. That's what they teach us. But it's also like the busier you are, the less you'll be paying attention to what's really going on.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
slow down and pull back that curtain, you know what I mean? You'll
yeah.
have time to pull back that curtain and see. I mean, look at all this shit coming out. It's just crazy. The fucking files and everything. Oh my God.
The files.
No, I can't. Like, it's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy. And like, we're supposed to just still fucking work 40-hour weeks. And are you serious?
yeah.
America. Okay.
Yeah. And brush your teeth and wash your hair and put on clothes and go outside and buy groceries and work 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Participate in extracurricular activities.
Mm-hmm.
Rinse and repeat. And don't worry about the fact that our country is falling under a complete dictatorship and the entire world is on fire right now. Don't worry about that
Right.
because
Don't
you're too tired.
Right.
Because you're struggling to afford healthcare, even.
Yeah.
Like,
People can barely afford groceries right now. Like it's
right. The government is like, hey guys, so aliens are real. And we're like, okay, but we can't afford housing. Okay, but there's a rent crisis. Okay, that's aliens are cool. We can't put gas in our car.
yeah.
Oh, aliens are cool. I have 4 holes in my teeth that I can't afford to get fixed.
Yeah.
Like,
aliens are real. Beam me up.
Right. Get me out of here.
Let's go.
Immediately.
I'm ready.
You're telling me that you're going to take me out of this horrible planet and maybe like probe me? Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my God. It's yeah. I don't know. But that's why I love working with the Sins right now, because they can be so useful for not even just political magic, right? But us as activists, us as very political, woke people. You know what I mean? Like, again, like sloth can make you slow down. And not that you're not paying attention, obviously you are, but just in general, it can make someone pay more attention. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of when I think of like sloth and like political issues or whatever.
Yeah.
Corruption, right? But with my sin, with lust, you know, I don't even necessarily think of it like in a sexual way. I think of it, I mean, of course, it probably will, you know, reveal its way or reveal itself in that way, in some aspects, of course. But I feel like when it comes to like my baneful magic, like weaving into my political workings and things like that right now, I feel like lust will be really good for like seduce and destroy type of work.
Yes. Get into like the Jezebel vibes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what I'm thinking. But
also, I don't know. I think like the machine wants to beat out of us a lust for life. Like we fall into these routines and these cycles and these labels of who we are and who we are supposed to be. And it can become very beige and it can become very gray. And slowly over time, I think that erodes like our spirit, because like we need lust. Lust, I think, is a very good thing. It excites us. It sparks passion. It gives us like a zest to create even. And I think it is very sexual and it is very, you know, spicy and fun, but it is also very like creative. And there's so many ways to use lust in a way that is very empowering. I think also with like bringing this back into political activism with like the overturn in our country of Roe v. Wade, like women have been told by our government that they no longer have autonomy over their bodies. And lust, I think, really does a good job of subverting the puritanical beliefs that the people who colonized this country really built things on. Because women, you know, of course, we're supposed to be property. We're supposed to be quiet. We're supposed to not take up too much space.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be the sacred whore while also embodying the divine virgin at the same time.
Yeah.
Like we're always too much or too little of something. Fill in the blank. And as someone who's worked with lust before, I feel like lust really was like, enjoy it all, embody it all. Like, be her. She is in all things, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like especially with all the files coming out now, I feel like there's like women are really realizing that a huge part of their childhood was just fucking grooming.
Yeah.
you know, with like Victoria's Secret and
Yes. Oh my God.
I mean, anything on the media, like seeing like, you know, it was all beauty standards are all fucking rooted in pedophilia. Like it just, not to say that word, I don't know if that's going to get us flagged, but
Well, if it does, it does. Right.
my bad, sorry. But where was I going with that? Oh, just and embodying lust in a way that, you know, I can be in my full grown ass woman body, right? Not
Unapologetically.
yes.
Yeah.
And still be fucking lustful and hot and sexy and horny and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I can have a full fucking
Yeah.
not shaved.
And I feel like lust is like,
you.
you know, you can feed yourself and you can fuck yourself and you can finance yourself, or you absolutely can have someone else
Mm-hmm.
feed you and fuck you and finance you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the power of lust. And I think also taking sex out of lust entirely,
Mm-hmm.
to me, lust is also like it's inspiration. It's sparking the creative fires of production,
Yeah.
of creation within the hearts of others. Because I think anyone who walks a similar crooked path as we do,
Mm-hmm.
when you see a girl out there popping her shit, it should inspire us to want to pop our shit too, because hell yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the difference between like the trad witch and the trad wife, is because the trad wife works for the patriarchy and the trad witch works against that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of commonalities in like the trad world of like traditional, conventional X, Y, and Z, fill in the blank. But like Morticia Adams said, like what is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly.
Yeah.
And as trad witches, thinking about this through lust, I think of it thinking of like sparking that sort of black flame within ourselves. And so we can spread and spark that black flame in the hearts of others.
Yeah.
Like very sacred whore kind of energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that camaraderie sort of between other sacred whores.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Hey, Conjure Cutie. Thank you for joining.
And that's interesting too, because, you know, when we talk about our sins, I feel like I always think of like, oh, that could work for that sin. That could work for that sin. There's such like, they're all intertwined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
100%. And they're also related.
Right.
Like they talk about the sins as siblings, with pride being like the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
And then a descension order from there. And also, shameless plug, in my second book, I made a spirit codex that has the sin family. So like we have vanity sin for pride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have solicity sin for lust with her twin brother. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We have biddy sin for envy. Mm-hmm.
I love all the artwork.
So maybe peep into that. Okay. We'll get into like the Q&A portion. How would one work with envy?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like what we were just talking about with camaraderie, right? It's like, it's not always a bad thing to look at someone and feel inspired. That's what I think of when I think of envy.
Yeah,
I think of
me
inspiration.
too.
I think of looking at
I was really teetering on doing envy this year. Because to me, if I were to do envy, I would kind of take an inventory of the people in my life. And I would really look at like, who is motivating me? Who is inspiring me? Who do I admire? You know, like out of my friends, out of my family, out of social media acquaintances, whatever, like what inspires me with this person? You know, like, oh, this person, you know, really pursued their education and have a really cool, powerful like job they're like super passionate about. Or, oh, this person is like a mom and like they're raising a whole human. And like that's also equally as cool. And like, oh, this person is like a loudmouth bitch on the internet and I live for that. And like, oh, this person over, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
thinking about traits that I admire in people. And
Right.
instead of being like envious necessarily, because like this is supposed to be about embracing the envy. So
Right.
looking with like the evil eye at other people, but instead of wishing them harm because they have something that
Right.
we don't, it's more about uplifting them and maybe wanting to learn the ways. Be
Right.
like, oh, I like how you do that. Put me up on game.
Right. And I just had like a vision too of like pulling them off of that pedestal and looking them face to face
Yeah.
at your level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's envy.
And Vani says, I still have no idea which sin to subvert this year. And that's okay. I would also say for anyone else who might be in a similar position, maybe write all of them down on a piece of, I'm going to put you onto an old school tradcraft way to do this. Write it all down on a piece of paper. Okay. Pull it out of a hat, pull it out of a cauldron. Okay. Pull it out of a red Solo cup. I don't care. Let the fates decide. If you don't know where the road is meant to take you, maybe take it out of your hands and put it in the hands of the spirits.
Yeah. Do some divination. Yeah. Just let them decide for you.
And if you've already done sins in the past that you don't necessarily want to repeat, write those down that you haven't done.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Or super sticker, whatever they're called. It's been so long. Embodying the things that you admire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Envy.
It's almost like vampirism, honestly. But
It
like,
is.
yeah.
Envy feels very vampiric.
Yeah. For sure.
So let me pull up. I'm going to post this on my Instagram. On the Jasmine Ambrosia Instagram, because there is also the Ambrosia Shoal, which is a siren Instagram. I'm not going to be posting this over there. Okay. But if you're interested in like sirenic sorcery, follow Ambrosia Shoal. You'll find me there. So we have kind of a very specific agenda for our Witches Black Lent. And we've been doing this every year. It hasn't changed. So it's like a 6-week kind of thing, the Witches Black Lent. The first week is to research, basically, the 7 deadly sins, to think of beneficial ways that these sins can be used for ourselves, to like uplift ourselves. We're not trying to, purify sin. We're trying to actually bring it closer to us and into us. So if you are participating, just think about how can you use gluttony in a way that serves you? How can you be prideful in a way that serves you? That's what it's about. Not like not being prideful. We're not alchemizing the sins. We're embracing and embodying the sins. Just to make that clear. Okay. Because I have seen some interesting work over the past, okay. So research the sins and then select one of them for your focus for the challenge. So Abby and I have told you what our focus will be. Week 2 is to create a poem using your sin as the theme. This can be a poem. This can be a channeled gnosis writing. This can be a haiku. This can be, maybe there's a song. People in the past have made whole playlists that they feel like channel their sin. Let's say it's greed, right? They make a whole greed playlist of music that makes them feel greedy. Maybe consider that. Week 3, draw or create from clay an effigy of your sin. So if you want to draw it, draw it. If you want to make it out of clay, make it out of clay. If you want to print off a picture of like a mixed media kind of situation, if you want to do paper mache, I don't care, really.
Yeah. I draw a sigil. I've done that in the past years. I draw a sigil. So
week 4 is to make an incense blend or fragrance oil that is inspired by the sin. Week 5, and taking it back to the oil or the incense, think about the herbs that you're using and what their correspondence is and link that back to how you feel about the sin. Like, for example, patchouli being associated with like wealth and money, maybe you would use that with greed. It's also kind of an aphrodisiac Venusian herb, so maybe use patchouli with lust. Like, week 5 is to use everything that you've made. So, like the poem or the music, the effigy, the incense or the oil, and to basically make a ritual out of this to like really invite this sin into your life. And then week 6, after you perform that ritual of like, you know, you've made the invocation through song or poetry, you've created a vessel for the spirit of sin to live with you, and you have an offering to pay this sin for helping you, then we kind of reflect after performing this ritual. And that is the Witch's Black Lent. So I will post this on my Instagram in case anyone needs that.
Yes, I can post it on mine too. I think I have it saved somewhere, or if you want to send me another copy.
Yeah, I'll send you a copy. And make sure that we use the hashtag Witches Black Lent, because I would love to follow all of your work and see other people engaging in sacred blasphemy as well. I think it's really important for us as trad witches, especially in this day and age, especially in this world that we're living in.
Yeah.
So if you use that hashtag, we'll be able to find it. Yeah. But also, like, you can tag us too. Like,
yeah, please do. And it's ES, which is Black Lent. ES, not apostrophe S, just FYI. Because sometimes I forget.
Same.
Hello.
Oh, I actually have a closing thought.
Okay.
I was about to say, oh, do we have any closing thoughts? I don't know where it is right now in my shelf, but a tool that I would recommend is look into getting the Dante's Infernal Oracle.
Yeah.
Inferno Oracle. I think it's really good for the Witch's Black Lent. It's in my shelf somewhere. I should have pulled it out. I didn't. But really looking into like Dante's Inferno and the layers of hell and how it associates with the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
Because that's really where this idea originated from. Again, we're talking about Christian fan fiction, not even biblical teachings.
Right.
I think that's important to like bring up, because there's even Christians that don't know that like the 7 deadly sins are not in the King James Bible.
Right. It really is Christian fan fiction.
It is. And also Dante's Inferno is part of a whole like trilogy epic.
Yeah.
Sort of
it's an epic poem, and it's really, really long. But last year I found like a really good animated short, like 30-minute video of just like Dante's Inferno, like just that part of it, of the series.
I have it saved in my playlist.
Okay.
I have a playlist here on my channel called Witch's Black Lent that has like everyone's videos that I've been able to find over the past 4 years. Aww. And it also has like Gnosis videos about Dante's Inferno too.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'll share. I can share that animated video I found too, because it was just like it just like wrapped it up really quick. You don't have to like listen to the whole.
Yeah. There's also a I think like a string quartet like orchestra situation that like plays the Inferno and all the realms of hell out in like classical music.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. And there's also, I think, a play of like the Dante's Inferno that you can watch on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But definitely like get into the Inferno, because it's very much part of where the idea of the 7 deadly sins has originated. Alexa, when was Dante's Inferno written?
Dante's Inferno was written around 1321.
It was written in 1321.
Oh my God.
So do the math.
It might as well be biblical.
Right.
Wow. That's crazy. And I like learning about the actual like Dante's Inferno, like the poem or whatever you want to call it, because I feel like, you know, having an idea of like what your punishment is or whatever, or like what circle of hell you're going to be in, like it kind of like, I don't know. I feel like when I was working with Wrath, I remember Dante's Inferno learning that like that circle of hell is like you're like in the river or whatever.
Yeah. Which could be the river Styx. Get
Right.
into it.
The goddess Styx. And I had for my ritual that I did that year, I felt inspired to drown my enemies, which is very interesting. And I didn't find out until after I looked into Dante's Inferno that there's that tie. It's just, it's interesting. So
as a side note, unrelated, kind of Sirenic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I did like some quick math on the calculator. So 705 years ago would be 1321.
She's young. She's not that old.
She's not that old. She's not that old. 705. But how cool is it as trad witches to like tap into this sort of poetic mystery that is over 700 years old?
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I love it. I look forward to this time of year. And it's so crazy that it's already
I know.
time.
I know.
I feel like we just did it.
It's like coming up to, It's crazy.
Yeah, we're here. It's Black Wednesday. It's crazy.
Do you have any closing thoughts on Black Wednesday or anything to say to anyone watching who maybe it's their first year?
Okay, I'm going to keep this classy because you made me promise. But we've had haters in the past. If you get any haters in your comments, if you post any of this on your social media or anything like that, just, I don't know. That's what
Let them feed the algorithm.
Let them feed the algorithm.
And let it maybe also be a challenge for you to invite the flames to your door.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because as trad witches, we stand 10 toes down on business.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I do a little too much. So
no, I don't think so. But I don't think so at all. I think sometimes as trad witches, like the world needs us to be blasphemous and infernal and abrasive. I mean, our witch's devil, our red lord, is not meant to be for everyone. And I think that a lot of witches that invite that energy into our practice, we're not supposed to be palatable.
Right.
Period.
Right.
If this is your first year, if you're watching it, this is your first year with the Witches Black Lent, dive in, enjoy the blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe use the hashtag Witches Black Lent. I would like to follow your work. And know that like you are in a way kind of purifying the shackles and the chains that our society through the patriarchy, misogyny, capitalism has tried to put us in.
Right.
I think it's a very powerful thing. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how everyone...
Oh, my shirt.
Hell yeah. I look forward to seeing how everyone works this Lent. And we'll have the Feast of Fiends, which is at the end of this Lent. And there'll be myself and Abby and Auntie B, Beanbag Hagwag, posting in some form or fashion.
Right.
About our experience with this. We will be using the same hashtag of Witches Black Lent as well. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us through this hashtag. And I think that's kind of it for our Black Wednesday, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, and in this video, I will make sure that I have Abby's channel linked. So you can also follow Abby on social media. And I have a video linked for what is the Witches Black Lent. It's like a 13-minute video that basically explains everything and like a concrete detail if you want like a quick kind of clip. And yeah, we'll be sharing our weekly workings with you all. So
Yeah.
thank you all so much for joining the Witches Black Lent Black Wednesday for 2026, going on year 4 of 7 so far. And until next time, blessed be, right? And we will see you in the Inferno.
Yes. In whatever circle, we don't know. You'll have to figure that out.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.